From Lalate News headquarters in Santa Monica, this is Mornings Lalate.
Wednesday, March 10th, 2021, and it's the top of your second hour of Mornings Lalate. The toast is toasting, the butter is buttering, and the coffee is brewing. And the vote is coming. Your $1,400 third stimulus check vote is today in the House. And off we go. But when will the bill be signed into law? That's later today. And then we heat up for fourth stimulus. New details about a White House meeting today as well with Johnson & Johnson, and more doses being brought out, which could implicate and impact your fourth stimulus package. Democrats want reoccurring stimulus checks across the country every month until the pandemic ends in your fourth stimulus package. Meantime, Senator Elizabeth Warren wants a wealth tax bill set up with a path to fund SSI and SSDI, $200 a month. How will it work? Elsewhere, minutes ago, GameStop stock plummeted 40% in 25 minutes. Again, GameStop stock fell 40% in 20 minutes. I have the big exciting news across the board as we await the Treasury auction numbers as Mornings LA continues right now. It's a big morning of exciting news across the land, and everyone is excited, and so am I. Your $1,400 third stimulus check is going to a vote in the House of Representatives within minutes. The president will sign into law later today, and the stimulus checks are going out later this week. Congratulations. That's item number one. Number two, minutes ago, GameStop shares fell 40% in 20 minutes. I've seen hairstyles fall faster than that. My Lord. But the big news across the board is the vaccine news that could impact your fourth stimulus check as well. I'm so excited for you. How are you? Good morning. The toast is toasting, the butter is buttering. And it's the final hour of Mornings LA. If you have not hit that subscribe button, hit that subscribe button. Thank you for all the love. We have literally been on fire. A new report out today details how many views YouTube had in the month of December. And when you compare them to LLA's views, oh my goodness. I think I should get like at least some chocolates in the mail. When you compare our views versus their total views. I was really shocked by the numbers. So there you go. It's an exciting day across the land as the president signing your bill into law today. The stimulus checks are going out later this week. Congratulations. But what else is happening? What else is happening? Well, big news about vaccine rollouts. Alaska becomes the first state to make COVID vaccines available to anyone 16 years and older. Wow, that's the lowest we have seen of an age bracket across the country. Meantime, this is really huge because it impacts your fourth stimulus package, the next one. The Biden administration, according to insiders today, will buy an additional 100 million doses of Johnson & Johnson's vaccine today. The president is expected to make an announcement today during a meeting with Johnson & Johnson and Merck. Johnson & Johnson currently has a deal to provide 100 million doses by the end of June. The president, for reasons I'm not particularly clear, keeps on buying things in little bits at a time rather than just buying a lot. But he's now bringing in Merck, of course, to manufacture the doses. More about that deal in a second. Elsewhere, the country is starting to slowly reopen. As early as next Monday or Tuesday, here in Los Angeles County, we're expected to potentially go into the red zone, which would mean that gyms could reopen in limited capacity, and potentially indoor dining could reopen as well. But in the case of California versus Los Angeles, you're going to see sort of what's happening across the country. That where states may reopen, per the governor, the counties may still remain more restrictive. This is why stimulus is needed, because at least in the case of LA County, there's new reports today. Thank you, Kathy, for becoming a super chat, for becoming a member. That LA County may still restrict indoor dining if we go into the red zone next week, even though it could still open it under California rules. Very interesting. And then the deal about Merck and Johnson. Merck is dedicating 2 facilities in the United States pursuant to a deal with the President of the United States that would manufacture the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. And then a second location would be fill finish services. The Health and Human Services Department is giving Merck $100 million to do this deal so that it can get the Johnson & Johnson doses out faster. Now, this is really important because Dr. Anthony Fauci said that unless we get more doses out, it may be June or July until we get everyone vaccinated. The president says May. Now, this is huge. Let me say that again slower. The doctor says without the Johnson & Johnson deal, we're not going to be fully vaccinated until June. With the Johnson & Johnson deal, you have the president's statement, which is we'll be fully vaccinated by the month of May. Why is this important? You know the answer. Because the 4th stimulus package would be due in May, not July. The next stimulus package is the reopening stimulus package. When the country opens. What is the determining factor when the country opens? When the country is vaccinated. When is the country vaccinated? In May, if the president gets the Johnson & Johnson Merck deal working and the doses are landing everywhere and everyone's fully vaccinated if they want to be vaccinated in May. If they're not, the stimulus package is back to July. Translation? You want to see doses everywhere to get that next stimulus package happening in May. If not, we got to wait 2 more months. Now, what's in that 4th stimulus package? Reoccurring stimulus checks. A push for FPUC retro. A push for SSI and SSDI. And now a push from viewers for hazard pay. The 4th stimulus package is starting to become the fix-it stimulus package. Why? On Thursday, the president will announce his success with this 3rd stimulus package. But it was, in a way, a gimme from Democrats. They wanted to give the president a win coming in so that he could ride that win through the first year of his administration. His numbers are very strong with this win. But they've already said to him, now that you got the win, the next stimulus package, we're going to demand what we want. Item number 1, reoccurring monthly stimulus checks. Reoccurring monthly stimulus checks. These stimulus checks would come every month over a duration of many, many months, and presumably would be about $2,000. That's number 1. Number 2, Ron Wyden in December wrote a bill that he introduced to the Senate, which I tweeted last night and viewers started retweeting as well. The bill in December was to pay FPUC retro. There actually was a standalone bill to pay FPUC retro. Well, now viewers of this channel are pushing Ron Wyden to put that bill back to the Senate floor into the 4th stimulus package. Again, there actually was a bill to pay FPUC retro. Item number 3. The president had promised SSI and SSDI $200 a month. It's not as though he hasn't delivered it ever. It's just he hadn't delivered it in the 3rd stimulus package. Well, that incredible great news heated up last Monday when Elizabeth Warren introduced to the Senate a standalone bill that would pay for SSI and SSDI $200 a month until the end of 12 months, plus a 20% increase and a new benchmark. That bill is a wealth tax bill. $2.75 trillion over 10 years by taxing the top 50%, taxing at 2% people whose net worth is over 50 million, and an additional 1% whose net worth is over 1 billion. Now, here's a bit you've never heard from me before on this channel until right now, because it just hit me. That's why I love a live broadcast. It just dawned on me. If the president doesn't like a wealth tax bill to pay for SSI, then guess what? You don't have to use a wealth tax bill to pay for SSI. You can do it by executive order, Mr. President. You can do it by avoiding a wealth tax bill. If a wealth tax bill is something you don't like, you can do it by executive order. In fact, he doesn't even need an executive order. On day one, on January 20th, the president came into office and raised SNAP benefits, 15%. Well, if you can raise SNAP benefits, you can raise SSI and SSDI benefits by executive order. He changed the eligibility of SNAP benefits to now include 6-year-olds and younger. Well, if you can change the eligibility of SNAP benefits, you can change the benefits of SSI to now have a new benchmark of COLA versus CPIE. In fact, changing a benchmark of a CPIE from COLA is not an executive order. It's just calling them up on the phone. The president just calls them up on the phone and say, hey, I want your department to do it differently. He can do it. You know, it's a day like this where I didn't really know where to put this. And you know me, I don't go negative. I never go negative. But here is a series of notes that I want to go over of what was in the HEROES Act of 2020 for Nancy Pelosi, or was part of the campaign trail of Joe Biden, or part of his transition papers, and have since fallen by the wayside. The Lifeline grant. There was supposed to be a $50,000 Lifeline grant. The EIDL grant unpaid from 2020. We're still having problems getting the people paid for that EIDL grant. Of course, the very famous $10,000 hazard pay. Then FPUC retro, which we just covered. Rent from the federal government. There is rent under the third stimulus package, but it was supposed to be run by the federal government at an agency where you would apply to the federal government, and the federal government would pay the rent directly to your landlord. $1,400 plus a $2,000 stimulus check. That was also promised. And finally, adult stimulus check of $2,300. They're unpaid stimulus checks from the first and second stimulus package of adult dependents. These are among the items that people were expecting. Guess what? Some Grandma Ducky, how are you? Long time no see. Guess what? There's good news. Even if it didn't get it into the third stimulus, fourth stimulus is now the push. Fourth stimulus is now the push. And on a day like this, where the celebration's underway because a $14 stimulus check is becoming law, I don't want to go negative, but I also want to say that guess what? We can turn it into a positive. We can put these things in the next stimulus package because we're not out of the pandemic just yet. Let's look over at the financial markets. The Dow is up let's see where it is now. The Dow is up 456 and the NASDAQ is up $23. It was shortly down for a while. And this is following gains following the key bond auction. The bond auction has just occurred, and the U.S. stocks jumped slightly after concerns about the bond auction. I'll have more about the bond auction shortly. But the 10-year yield at this moment remains lower than 1.51. Donna. Wow, this is breaking news just right now. I didn't think I was going to have the bond auction numbers for you on air. So let me cut back. Where am I? Here I am. Bond numbers are 1.51% for the 10-year Treasury. Who's the 10-year Treasury and what does it have to do with you? Everything has to do with you. 10-year Treasury note looks at inflation, looks at price of consumer goods, looks at growth worries and things like that. The bond number, if it stays around 1.5, is a beautiful number. If it gets to 1.6, everyone starts to shake. Everyone starts to shake. And I don't mean a dancing pair. 1.6 is too high. Remember, the bond number was 1% in January. It shot up to 1.5 when they saw growth numbers. But 1.5 is considered calm. Alicia, student loan debt forgiveness, yes. Student loan debt forgiveness is still a standalone bill in the Senate. That can also go into fourth stimulus as well. That's a good point. Anything that's a standalone bill in the Senate could also merge into fourth stimulus as well. So with the 10-year bond note at 1.5, we are in a good position for a relatively stable, uneventful, economic situation for the next few days, which means that for stimulus, if the doses do roll out in full storm from Johnson & Johnson and Merck for full vaccination by May, then forced stimulus is just around the corner. The forced stimulus package will have to be done by reconciliation, the same process we just did. And reconciliation takes 2 months. Well, guess what? This is March. They got to start doing it now. And that's why those Democrats wrote that letter 2 weeks ago. Because they say we're going to do forced stimulus right away. It's just 2 weeks away. They don't want to talk publicly about it because they want the president to have his victory lap between now and tomorrow. But I got to tell you, you're going to hear forced stimulus next week. You're going to hear it as soon as the president has his press conference on Thursday. We have the celebrations, we have the cheers, the stimulus checks go out, and away we go, $2,000 a month, hopefully. And there we are. More about these developing details coming up in a second, but first, here's a commercial break that explains today's programming schedule on this channel and a little bit more about the volunteers.
If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.la.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join Lalate Daily for the excitement of the new Lalate live daily. The excitement starts on Mornings Lalate at 9 a.m. Home Lalate returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons Lalate at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on Lalate.
From Wall Street to Main Street, this is Lalate.
Hello, Howard, from tuning in all the way from Thailand. One of the viewers in the comment minutes ago said he's tuning in from Thailand. Thank you for joining me. Also, viewers said during the commercial break that the vote has actually started now on the House floor. As predicted, the House is currently voting on the passage of your $1,400 third stimulus check. That's a given. It's no surprise. It's not a surprising development. I told you it was happening this morning. Your $14 third stimulus check vote will be approved, will be passed within just a minute from now, and away we go. Then the president signs into law later today, and then the checks go out later this week. Congratulations, you're getting a $14 stimulus check. I got to say something, which I think is sort of obvious, but I still have to say it. The vote's going to pass the House. There's always someone that thinks there's some suspenseful, J.R. Ewing moment that maybe it may not pass the House. No, it's passing the House today, folks. This is just, if you want more suspense, then you turn into a reality show rerun today, because it's passing the House, then off to the president gets signed. The toast is toasted, the butter is buttering. I'm here, you're here. And if you've not hit that subscribe button, hit that subscribe button right now. This is the channel you want to be subscribed to, because whether it's GameStop falling 40% in 25 minutes, or the House voting on your stimulus check, or the bond notes, 10-year notes, having an auction 5 minutes ago, I'm literally breaking developments to you by the minute. In this recording, you are hearing no less than 3 breaking developments. 1, the president's meeting with Johnson & Johnson and Merck in the White House right now to broker a deal to get 100 million doses out faster, because he's having problems meeting that May deadline of full vaccination in the country. Number 2, GameStop stock fell 40% in 25 minutes. Yeah, gotta love it. And then, minutes ago, the House started the vote on your third stimulus check. It will pass within probably the time of the end of this recording, and I'll have the breaking details with you on noontime Lalate at the top of the hour at 11 o'clock when I'm back next with the next recording. But this recording is more about what's next. Fourth stimulus check will not be a single check. It will be reoccurring checks every month, at least about $2,000. And those stimulus checks will be the same. But it would also presumably have other pushes. Pushes are underway for FPUC Retro. Ron Wyden in December of last year introduced a standalone bill to pay for FPUC Retro. Viewers of this channel are now pushing Wyden, who says he'll do it if he gets enough Democratic senators to support it. That's number 2. Number 3, there's a push to get hazard pay of $10,000 in this fourth stimulus package as well, because there's $1,500 of hazard pay in the third stimulus, but viewers want that $10,000 they're promised in the HEROES Act. And finally, SSI and SSDI. The great news about SSI and SSDI is you do not need Elizabeth Warren's wealth tax bill to pay for it. It does not require $2.75 trillion to pay for the SSI and SSDI. The president can do it by executive order, and then away we go. But if he doesn't want to do it by executive order, then it can certainly be pushed in the fourth stimulus package as well. All these incredible, great details. I'm so excited for you. It's a big day. Let me see who else is in the room before I give you the update. There is Sweetie 69. Yeah, I saw some. Let me answer that question. Someone asked everything SSI and SSDI. Yes. If you're on SSI and SSDI, you're getting a $14 stimulus check under the third stimulus package. And if the fourth stimulus package has reoccurring stimulus checks, you're getting that as well. Also, under the third stimulus package, you're getting, if you're on SSI and SSDI, about $5,000 in addition to the stimulus check. Rent, utilities, food, and internet. Also, if you have a child who is less than 17, which is less than 18 years of age, you're going to get that child tax credit as well if you're on SSI and SSDI. All you have to be concerned about is that IRS knows that child exists. Very easy breezy. That was a great series of questions. Who gets a $2,000 stimulus check a month? Everyone. Everyone. It would be the same income qualifications as the third stimulus check. That's a great question. Any Calcino grants? There are no Calcino grants. Great question. Yeah, the Calcino. There is no milk grants. How do we get the $1,700 college student grant? Remember, over the next few days, you're going to stay with me as a subscriber, because we don't know where certain things are just yet. If I tell you where they will be, then I know. For example, I know the business stuff will be at sba.gov. We don't know where other certain things will be just yet. And hit that subscribe button, because you don't want to miss a minute of information when something goes live. It's free to subscribe, but too costly to miss $5, $10, or $15,000 of money that's available for you under third stimulus when it goes live, and not miss a recording when I detail it to you as well. The big update, if you're just joining me, is that the $14 third stimulus check vote is underway on the Senate floor, the House floor. It's going to pass within probably in the next few minutes, and then off to the president to sign into law. The president will then have a press conference on Thursday evening to detail more about it, and away we go. I'll be joining you in 30 minutes from now at 11 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, with the big news about the passage of your $1,400 third stimulus check. Congratulations. Hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you shortly as Lalate continues.